In order to prove that the robber meant business, he had chosen to take a screwdriver with him. The screwdriver and action of pressing against the victim when he was robbing their home meant that the robbery was aggravated, and Leroy Edward Hewitt was jailed for 10 years. 46-year-old Leroy, who is from the Darlington area, was a prolific criminal. He had made a catalogue of bad choices after bad choices, but the worst one was yet to come, and to make matters worse, this guy was a dad. Dressed in a baseball cap, gloves and dark clothing, Leroy was in his robber gear. He then forced his way into a flat in Queen's Road area in Richmond, North Yorkshire, at an estimated time of 4:30 in the morning, and that was Saturday, August 19th of 2023. The burglar had expected everyone to be asleep, however Leroy heard movement in the flat. Rather than retreat, Leroy then took his screwdriver out and then followed the noise, before eventually stopping in the living room. Leroy found the homeowner and grabbed him, gripping the victim's arm, and in a menacing and authoritative tone, Leroy then demanded money and also jewellery. Leroy told the homeowner, "If you don't give me what I want," meaning the white, "I'll blade you." It was then says that Leroy put the screwdriver to the victim. In haste, Leroy let go of the victim and then began to turn over furniture, doing things like pulling out drawers, pulling the curtain rail down, searching behind the back of sofas, and looking for and money. When Leroy could not find what he believed should be there, Leroy again promised to blade the victim. What Leroy didn't consider was, maybe he was at the wrong flat and his victim was completely innocent. The two men then tussled in the living room, and in a brief moment Leroy let go of the victim for the third time. With that sudden action, the victim made a dash to the front door before Leroy attempted to grab the victim again. Barefoot and just wearing a pair of shorts, the victim pushed Leroy and then ran outside before making his way to a neighbour's home. Shouting, the neighbour quickly let the victim inside and together they dialed 999. Police arrived at the scene and bagged up evidence which included a cig butt that had been left in the victim's toilet. A DNA analysis identified the butt belonging to Leroy. With a description given by the victim, police already knew who Leroy was, and within 21 hours, less than a day after the incident, Leroy was arrested at his home address in Darlington. Once Leroy was placed in handcuffs, police looked around Leroy's home and they recovered a baseball cap and the screwdriver, which was left in plain sight. At Teesside Crown Court, Leroy was found guilty of aggravated burglary, and he was jailed for 10 years. That's 10 years. This was in part thanks to the victim, who appeared in court and actually took the stand as a witness, describing to the judge and the jury exactly what he went through, the aggravation, the torment and the fear. Now, does the crime match the sentence? Let me know. Stay safe.